Hi, I'm sending this because your blog is one of the only places I've seen people take appliance stuff seriously without turning it into a joke or a brand war. I'm not trying to go viral, I'm not selling anything. I just need a record of what's been happening in my apartment in case something gets worse or if I end up having to leave. I live alone in a small one-bedroom apartment in a mid-sized complex outside a city. Thin walls, cheap carpet in the bedroom, laminate in the main area. Nothing special. I work from home most days, so I notice routine changes. I bought a used Roomba from a coworker after she upgraded. I reset it, connected it to my phone, named it something stupid, and that was that. It worked fine. It bounced off chair legs, got trapped under the couch sometimes, did normal robot vacuum stuff. The part that matters started as a joke in my group chat with 3 friends from college. I sent a short video of the Roomba repeatedly ramming my kitchen trash can like it was mad at it. One friend typed, "Yours is mean." Another friend said I should watch my back. It was that kind of dumb joking. I replied with something like, "If I disappear, tell everyone my Roomba did it." We laughed, and the chat moved on. That night I woke up to the Roomba running. It wasn't unusual for it to start on a schedule because I'd used the app's recommended cleaning suggestions before. But I hadn't set anything active at that point, and it was late. The sound wasn't in the living area where the dock is. It was in the hallway near the bedroom. I sat up and listened. It made that steady motor hum, then the bumper tap, then a turn, then another tap. Over and over, like it was stuck, but it wasn't doing the frustrated spin-in-place thing. It was moving. I got up, opened my bedroom door, and saw it. It was coming down the short hallway from the bathroom toward the bedroom, then turning before it hit the door frame, looping back toward the living area, then returning again. Same loop, same speed. When it reached my bedroom door, it didn't just bump the wall gently like usual. It bumped the lower part of the closed door itself, like it was testing it, then reversed, turned, and went back. I stopped it with my foot, picked it up, and carried it to the dock. I checked the app on my phone and saw a cleaning in the history with a start time around when I woke up. It showed a job completed time too, even though it obviously hadn't finished anything and I'd interrupted it. The map view was blank, like it didn't save the run. I assumed it was a bug. I toggled the schedule setting off, then back on, then off again to make sure. I turned the child lock on, even though I don't have kids. Then I went back to bed. The next day I mentioned it in the group chat, still in a joking tone. I said it ran in the middle of the night, like it had an appointment. One of my friends replied, "Maybe it's scheduling you." I remember that exact phrase because it stuck in my head. We all piled on with jokes about the Roomba putting me on a calendar invite. I didn't think about it again until the next night. The next night it started again at the same time, as far as I could tell. I don't keep a clock by the bed, but I checked my phone and it was the same range. I hadn't touched any settings. I'd made sure the schedule was off. The Roomba came out of the living area, did a short pass along the baseboard by the couch, then turned into the hallway. It didn't wander. It didn't do the normal room coverage pattern. It went straight to the hallway and began the exact same loop, with the exact same turn before the bathroom threshold and the exact same bump on my bedroom door. That's when I started paying attention like it was a thing with rules. It always approached from the bathroom side. It always tapped the door at the same spot, low, centered, like it had picked a point. Tap, reverse, pivot, loop, tap again. Between taps, it made a full circuit through the hall and back, and I could count the time by listening. It wasn't random wandering. It was a route. In the morning, the app history showed another cleaning I did not start. Same kind of entry. Started during the night, marked completed, no map. I deleted the job entry, thinking maybe that would clear some cache. It didn't matter. The next day the job was back, plus another one from earlier in the evening that I was awake for and definitely not home for. That was the first time I felt that cold drop in my stomach. I had been out getting groceries. Nobody had my keys. The only other person with access is the property manager, and I'm not going to accuse her of coming in to press a vacuum button. I changed my account password. I enabled the extra sign-in verification. I renamed the Roomba something boring. I removed it from the app and re-added it. I held down the reset buttons until it chirped. I cleaned the sensors. I moved the dock. I even turned off the Wi-Fi router at night and used my phone on cellular for a while. None of it stopped the night loop. The door bumps started getting harder. The first couple nights it was a normal bumper contact. After a few nights it was a shove, like the vacuum was accelerating just before impact. The sound changed from a tap to a thunk that I could feel through the mattress frame. I put a rolled towel at the bottom of the door, thinking it might cushion it. The Roomba still hit the door, and the towel just got pushed into a messy line. I started documenting. I wrote down the time it began, the number of impacts I heard before I fell asleep again, and what the app said in the morning. I also set my phone to record audio on the nightstand. The audio wasn't great, but you could clearly hear the repeating sequence. The motor hum approaching, the bump, the reverse beep, the pivot, the hum fading, then returning again. The app history began to look like I was running it constantly. It wasn't just one night job anymore. It added cleanings at weird times, like during the afternoon while I was sitting at my desk and the Roomba was docked in view. The app would claim it completed a cleaning while it hadn't moved. I'd refresh the screen and the entry would still be there. If I clicked into it, sometimes it showed the hallway only, not the kitchen, not the living area, just the hallway segment and a partial outline of my bedroom doorway like it had traced the threshold. Then the schedule section of the app changed without me touching it. I'm not talking about a random toggle. A new schedule appeared with a label that used the word bedroom. I never named a room bedroom in the app. I never set zones. I don't have the smart mapping features that would even let me do that cleanly. The schedule looked like a normal scheduled clean, but the only visible target in the map preview was the hallway outside my bedroom door. I deleted the schedule. It came back the next day. I did what anyone would do. I physically blocked it. I shut the bedroom door and put a shoe on the outside of the door like a wedge. The Roomba hit the shoe repeatedly until the shoe moved. It didn't just keep going around the house. It kept returning to the door until it cleared a path. I tried a heavier object, a small dumbbell. It hit the dumbbell, backed up, hit it again and again in the same cadence until the dumbbell rotated enough for the bumper to make contact with the door again. That's when it started leaving scuff marks on the door, a dull gray smear right where it hit. After that, the root tightened. It stopped doing any passes in the living area before going to the hall. It would undock and go straight to the hallway, like that was the only thing it was there to do. It also started making a second stop, the bathroom door. It would bump the bathroom door once, then continue to my bedroom door, and bump that twice, then loop. One bump at the bathroom, two at the bedroom. That became the pattern for several nights. I know how this sounds. I'm not saying it was intelligent like a person. I'm saying it followed a procedure that became more specific. The app logs backed that up. The history entries began including a note about repeated obstacle. The obstacle in the map preview was always my bedroom door. The time spent on the job kept increasing, even though the area it covered kept shrinking. I tried turning it off at the unit by holding the power button until it went dark. It still turned itself on during the night. I tried taking it apart enough to remove the battery. I couldn't get it out cleanly without a special screwdriver, and I didn't have one. I put it in my coat closet and closed the closet door. It started in there and thumped against the closet door until it popped open. I don't have a fancy latch, just a normal knob. The Roomba kept pushing until the door swung enough for it to exit. I started sleeping with my bedroom door locked. It's an old interior lock, the kind you can open with a coin. I jammed a chair under the knob too. The Roomba couldn't open the door, obviously, but it kept slamming into it harder than it ever had. The chair would inch forward on the carpet over the course of the night. In the morning, the door would be vibrating slightly as the Roomba hit it, like a metronome. One morning, the app sent me a push notification I did not ask for. It wasn't a normal cleaning started message. It said, "Cleaning scheduled." That's it. No time, no room, just cleaning scheduled. When I opened the app, the schedule page showed the next run at the same time as always, but now it had a recurring note under it that said, "Daily." I turned off notifications entirely. The next night it ran anyway. I tried to get ahead of it by starting a cleaning myself in the afternoon. I watched it do a normal pass around the living area. It avoided the hallway until the end, then went down, bumped the bathroom door once, bumped my bedroom door twice, and returned to the dock. It was like it was adding its own steps into whatever task I assigned. The app marked my daytime cleaning as completed, but the map had an extra thick line at my bedroom threshold, like it had gone over that spot multiple times. I haven't invited anyone over since this started because it's embarrassing and because I don't want anyone else in my space when it happens. I did tell my sister on the phone. She told me to throw it out. I put it in the trunk of my car and drove it to the dumpster at the far end of the complex. I dropped it in, walked away, and felt stupidly relieved. That night, around the same time, I heard the motor hum in my hallway. I can't explain that part. I'm not going to pretend I can. I went out and it was there in front of my bedroom door, running the loop like it never left. Dirtier, with a streak of something dark on the side, like it had rubbed against the inside of the dumpster, but it was my Roomba. Same scratches on the top, same name on the app. I checked my car trunk in the morning and there was a smear of grime like something had been dragged out. After that, I stopped trying to dispose of it. I focused on limiting damage. I put painter's tape on the door where it hit to see if the impact point changed. It didn't. It hit the same spot every time. The tape started to fray and peel in layers. The gray scuff turned into a shallow dent. The door isn't going to cave in from a vacuum, but it is getting chewed up. The schedule is still there in the app no matter what I do. If I delete it, it comes back. If I log out, it still runs. If I unplug the dock, it still has enough charge to come find the door and do its loop until it dies. Then it sits there like it's waiting to recharge. The worst change is that it started doing the bumps earlier, not later. It used to wake me in the middle of the night. Now it starts while I'm still awake, like it moved the appointment up. The app history shows the start time creeping forward by small amounts each day. The run duration creeps longer too. I can see it in the log list like a trend. A few nights ago it added another stop in the loop. My bedside wall, the part of the wall right next to the head of my bed. It can't get into the bedroom. It just goes to the door, hits it, then turns and presses its bumper into the wall beside the frame, like it's marking where my head is on the other side. Then it goes to the bathroom door for one bump, back to my bedroom door for two, then the wall press, then loop. I moved my bed to the other side of the room. The next night it pressed the bumper into the wall on the other side of the door, closer to where the bed now was. It didn't search for it randomly. It adjusted the route within a day. I'm writing this sitting on my bedroom floor with my back against the bed because I don't want to be at the desk where the door is closer. The Roomba is docked right now. It is quiet. The app says, again, cleaning scheduled. I can see the scuffed dented spot on my door through the crack under it, where light from the hallway comes through. I don't know what it wants, and I'm not going to give it a storybook motive. I just know the procedure is getting tighter around me. It used to clean my apartment. Now it mostly visits the hallway outside my bedroom, like it's checking a boundary over and over. If you post this, please keep my first name out of it. If anyone else writes in about a vacuum doing a scheduled loop against a bedroom door, I want to hear about it. And if this stops because I move out, then at least there's a record that I didn't just vanish without saying why I left. Tonight, I'm going to try sleeping at my sister's. I haven't decided what to do about the Roomba while I'm gone. If I leave it here, it's going to run the loop without me. If I take it with me, I'm bringing it into someone else's house. Either way, the schedule stays.